Victorian style is often treated like a costume. Heavy curtains, dark wood, too many patterns. But underneath all of that is a set of smart material choices that were designed to survive real life, not just look good in a picture. In this video, the focus is not on copying a period look, but on learning how those materials work so you can use them in a modern home without regret. By the time we finish, you will know exactly what to check before you bring any Victorian piece into your space, so it adds quiet depth instead of extra problems. If that sounds useful, stay with me, and feel free to add your own observations in the comments as we go. Victorian design chose materials that were meant to last generations, not just impress for a season. Mahogany furniture stands out because it is incredibly dense and stable. Unlike softer woods, it resists dents, warping from humidity changes, and actually deepens in color over decades, becoming more beautiful with age. The trick is spotting real mahogany versus modern copies made from thin veneers over cheap cores. Real wood feels heavy, smells faintly sweet when rubbed, and rings with a deep tone if you tap it firmly. Copies sound hollow and lighten incorrectly over time. To maintain it long-term, dust weekly with a dry microfiber cloth. Never use liquid cleaners that raise the grain. Twice a year, apply a thin layer of natural beeswax polish using a soft cloth, working in the direction of the wood grain. Keep it out of direct sunlight to prevent uneven fading, and use felt pads under any metal objects to avoid pressure marks. Small surface scratches can often be disguised by gently rubbing with the edge of a walnut meat. The natural oils blend right into the finish. These steps keep the wood looking freshly polished for decades. Marble fireplaces offer the same kind of permanence. Victorian homes use natural stone surrounds because marble conducts heat without cracking, remains cool away from the fire, and naturally resists bacteria buildup. Test for authenticity by checking if it stays cold when you touch distant areas during use, and look for subtle veining that runs consistently through the thickness, not just surface-painted patterns. Fake stone or resin versions lose color, stain easily, and can split under repeated heat exposure. For daily care, wipe with a damp cloth and pH-neutral stone cleaner only, never acidic substances like vinegar that etch the surface. Apply a penetrating sealant every 12–18 months, especially if you live in a humid climate or use gas logs that create condensation. Real marble handles both wood and gas fires well when properly sealed, while inferior surrounds start showing wear in just a few heating seasons. Heavy natural fabrics complete the grounded feeling. Victorian interiors relied on thick linen and wool draperies not just for beauty, but because linen breathes to help regulate temperature and wool absorbs sound for quieter rooms. Feel the difference yourself. Real linen has a slight crispness and softens over time with use, while wool has a natural weight that creates elegant folds. Synthetic copies feel slick, attract lint constantly, and flatten out quickly. Install drapes from ceiling height and extending wider than the window frame to maximize light control and visual presence. For upkeep, dry clean annually and brush gently between cleanings to remove dust. Store folded flat during off-seasons in breathable cotton bags, away from direct light. These fabrics maintain their structure and color through many cleaning cycles, unlike lightweight synthetics that fray at the edges after a short time. Using Victorian elements today means selecting just 2 or 3 pieces as focal points, never overwhelming the whole room. Place a mahogany dining table in a light, neutral dining space, or let a marble fireplace anchor a modern living area. Pair with simple contemporary seating and matte metal hardware to keep the look fresh. The heavy drapes work best framing large windows in bedrooms or studies where you want both privacy and sound dampening. A practical way to start is to walk through your home and pick one spot that feels temporary. A lightweight table, a flat pair of curtains, or a surround that looks more plastic than stone. Apply the tests you have heard here. Swap only that one element for a version with real material weight, and then live with it for a while. The goal is not to change everything at once, but to let each solid choice slowly raise the level of the whole room. Victorian materials are simply one lens for thinking about durability, comfort, and quiet richness. They will not suit every taste, and they do not have to. This video shares one perspective based on how these things behave over time, not a set of strict rules. If you found it helpful and want more content in this direction, subscribing and commenting makes a real difference for a young channel. And if you already have a piece of wood, stone, or fabric with real age to it, feel free to tell its story below. That is often where the best ideas start.